Now, Ian Wallace is a professional dream psychologist and author. He's analysed over 100,000 dreams throughout his career, probably more by now, and says exploring our dreams is the most powerful way to understand what we want out of life and how we can achieve it. I was just saying to Ian, I came back from America. I was very tired, obviously jet-lagged, and that evening, I think it was Monday evening, I remember dreaming heavily, but now it's got to a week later. I can't remember any of those dreams. I couldn't remember any at the time. So you had a little tip, didn't you?
Yes, so to remember your dreams, all you have to do is remember 3 words. And those 3 words are will, still, and fill.
I'm sorry?
Will, still, and fill.
What does it all mean?
When you go to bed, as you lay your head on your pillow, say, tonight I will remember a dream.
Oh, there's the will. Yeah.
And then when you wake up, lie completely still. So don't wiggle your toes, don't look at the time, don't chat to anyone who might be with you. Lie completely still, because as soon as you start to move, dream imagery will fade away. So that's the still. Lie still for 1 minute. And then as you lie still, you'll get images and feelings coming back to you. So just fill in the gaps and you'll get a narrative. So will, still, and fill.
That's brilliant. Will, still, and fill.
I've written that down.
Okay. So Ian is going to interpret some of your dreams. I think we've got Dave from Ironbridge in Shropshire. You're right, Dave?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
Yeah, all very good. Thank you very much. Now, you've been having this dream about walking on stage and not learning lines, but you say that you're not an actor, but you do work as a stage manager. Is that right?
Yeah, sometimes I do. And I can see myself stood on the side of the stage and the curtain's up and there are actors on the stage and they're all looking at me. I know I'm supposed to do something, but I just don't know what it is next. I'm looking at the script and the words don't mean anything to me, so I don't know if I've learned them and forgot them or I just didn't learn them in the first place. But sheer panic sets in, so much so I give myself palpitations and then wake myself up.
So you dreamt you were an actor?
I did.
Okay, let's ask Ian Wallace then.
Hey Dave, this is the 18th most common dream.
Oh, no, it can't be. About being
is.
a stage manager or an actor?
Well, that's a slight modification of it, but anything to do with playing to a big audience and forgetting your lines is a very common dream.
Okay.
So what this is about, Dave, it's about demonstrating your skills and abilities to a wider audience, and that's not an audience out in front of you in a theatre, but some professional ability that you have, Dave, that you're trying to develop. When you try to develop some skills, very often it's about you acknowledging your own skills as much as other people recognising and accepting them. So what you have to do in this situation, Dave, there's some expectation of behaviour, which is the script that you've been working from, but you have to realise that you have the ability to do more with your profession and actually step into that confidence and do it and just take it out to a wider audience.
So it's all about your job. You presumably, the stage management, is that a part-time job or is that your real job?
You know, that is just part-time. By trade, I'm self-employed, but I work in management, so I do management consultancy. So I consider myself to be quite a confident person in public situations.
Yeah.
So I don't have any stage fear or anything like that.
But Ian's saying something like it's all to do with your work and something that you want to do to kind of improve what you do or something extra.
Yeah, so what's happening, Dave, is you're probably a bit of a perfectionist in the consultancy work that you do. So it's just about celebrating your own talents and just accepting the fact that you have some really individual and unique skills.
There you go.
That makes sense.
I'll ask for a pay rise.
Yeah, you should. Yeah, yeah. I thought you said self-employed. Anyway, thank you very much. Goodbye.
Thank you very much, Steve. Thanks.
Okay,
Bye.
ta-da. Email from Ali Smith. Here's Tim with it.
Says, hi Steve, Ian and team. I keep dreaming I'm looking for a place to live. I'm viewing flats and bedsits on my own, but the places I view are always unpleasant. They're dusty, they're sparsely furnished, they're difficult to get to, often along long corridors or up winding staircases. The doorways are also sometimes low or narrow, and the location of the places are usually very unpleasant, maybe on a busy road or in areas where there are lots of derelict properties. In my dream, says Ali, I'm happy with these places and I'm keen to live there, when in reality I live with my lovely family in a gorgeous home. What's going on?
This is a great dream. So as we know, the house is the classic symbol of the self. Houses have got insides and outsides, and so do we. Dreaming of a derelict house is the 84th most common dream. Now, it doesn't mean that Ali is derelict. It means that she has a huge potential for development, but she is very keen to develop aspects of her knowledge and experience. But in waking life feels that she's got no room to do it. She's a bit cramped and restricted, probably because she spends a lot of her time looking after other people rather than looking after her own needs.
Okay.
So she's got some potential talent that she can develop and feel really at home with.
So she's happy to live in these bad properties because, what, she's not pushing herself in reality?
Yeah, because she's spending all her time looking after other people.
Okay.
But she has a huge potential for development.
For anybody who's not heard this feature before, every few weeks, Ian comes along. He's a dream, I don't know what you call him, dream therapist, a dream expert. He deciphers your dreams anyway. We sometimes ask additional questions. What is the most common dream, Ian, at the moment?
The most common dream at the moment, right now,
Number one.
and for the past 32,000 years,
Yes.
has been being chased.
Okay, I thought you told me it was falling. Is that number two?
Falling is number 7.
Flying?
Flying is number 6.
Da, 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 da.
So what are the top 3 then?
Straight in at number 3 is can't find a toilet.
Oh, really? Well, I
yes.
have that in real life.
Yes.
That's not a dream, that's a nightmare.
It's a nightmare, yeah.
And still there at number 2, knocking on that number 1 spot, is teeth falling out.
Ian Wallace is here. We'll come back in just a moment. Don't go away. Right, we're back with Ian Wallace now. He's the dream decipherer. We've got some more calls. We've got some more questions for Ian. I think we can go to Murray Eskell, Miss in Glasgow. Murray, how are you?
Hi, I'm very well, thank you.
That's an unusual name, Murray.
Yes,
I like it.
Scottish name.
Yeah.
Girl's version.
Okay. Now, you say you have a peculiar dream. You're being chased by...
A shark.
Where? Not along a street?
No, in a water park.
Oh, I see. Okay. Well, I was going to say, you don't see a lot of sharks in Glasgow, do you?
No, or in water parks for that matter.
Or in water parks, exactly,
Well
yeah.
said.
Okay. So what happens in it? Do you wake up just before it gets you?
Oh, well, actually, on this particular dream, I can't remember exactly how I discovered that it's chasing me, but it quite clearly is.
Yeah.
And in order to get away from it, I somehow go down a water slide, and then I get to a point, I can feel myself being quite frightened by this point, but I leap off the water slide and I watch it slide past me, gnashing its teeth, and the vision of quite large teeth flashes by as it goes past, and then I woke up.
Doesn't seem like part of the deal. You want to ask for your money back? I don't remember there being sharks in the programme. So what do you say to Murray?
Anytime you dream about water, it's something to do with your emotions and feelings. So we have all these idioms in waking life, like pouring your heart out or a low ebb and stuff like that. So anything to do with water is about your emotions and feelings. So this is something in your waking life, Murray, that can get quite emotional, and it's probably something in your profession or career, because a shark is a powerful emotion that can seem very threatening to you. So when you're working, you probably have to deal with some situations that are quite emotionally powerful or even overpowering in some way, and usually you're happy to play around with them because that's why you're in the water park and just let these feelings slide. So the action from the dream, Murray, is to be confident. Don't let yourself be threatened by other people. You also sound very confident, Murray, so other people might be a little bit scared or threatened by you. So you just have to be confident. And if that doesn't work, get yourself a bigger boat.
Hey.
We're going to need a bigger boat. So,
One quick question, if I'm allowed,
Yeah,
Ian.
of course.
I just heard you say that the number 1 dream was being chased. Now, clearly I was being chased in that situation as well as being in a watery situation.
So the reason I said being chased, and the reason about the professional part that I said to you, Murray, was that being chased is often some pursuit that you're involved in waking
Okay.
life. So a chase dream is about a pursuit.
and it's clear that the shark is not another person in her workplace or in her personal life. It's within her.
That's absolutely right, Steve. It's a threatening emotion or feeling.
Yeah.
Wow, thanks very much.
Thank you.
Let us know what occurs. And if it
Okay, I will.
If it happens again. Jenny Prevel in Malta.
She says, "Dear Ian, I have a recurring dream of being on a fun fair ride, usually a roller coaster. I either get on the ride and realise I'm scared and want to get off, or I'm on a roller coaster ride and then realise that I'm only sitting on a helter-skelter mat and I feel really unsafe." Well, you would, wouldn't you, if you were
would,
on
yeah,
your mat? Yeah.
yeah.
Anyway, in real life, I've always enjoyed going on roller coaster rides and visiting theme parks and fun fairs. What does this mean?
So in Jenny's dream, when we dream about a fun fair, she is playing around with a variety of colourful ideas that can lead to some sort of valuable outcome. And that's the fun fair part. The roller coaster part is that she's worried if she engages with it, it'll have lots of ups and downs for her. This dream is all about her taking some idea, some plan she has far more seriously, although that makes her feel a bit insecure.
Also, I suppose, making a judgment as to whether something's going to be successful or unsuccessful.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's an idea that she has, and she just has to get a bit more confidence in it and start working her way
And
through it.
is she working that through in her dreams? Will she resolve it, or will she keep having the dream?
As soon as she resolves it in waking life, then the dream will just fade away and she'll move on to a new dream cycle.
Okay, and what about that question? Can we solve our problems through our dreams?
Yeah, so that's one of the key functions of dreaming, and that's maybe why it's evolved, is it allows us to make sense of all those irrational and paradoxical things that happen to us in waking life, and we can find it quite difficult to deal with rationally.
Can we deal with our anger in our dreams?
Yes, so that's a fantastic question, Steve, and the reason for that is that as well as being an experience of imagery, dreaming is an intensely emotional experience. So we see this in waking life, it's reflected in idioms as well. So we hear things like someone is boiling with anger,
Yeah.
or they're about to unleash their anger, or they're storming out. So there's a very close link between emotions and imagery. By working with our dream imagery, then we can resolve emotions in waking life.
When people are working very hard and they don't get very much sleep, you often hear about people saying, oh, I've got a bit loopy. I'm sorry I snapped at you. I didn't get very much sleep. And I'm thinking, well, surely sleep is the answer to some kind of anger management thing.
If you don't get enough sleep, then you're not relaxed, so everything will seem a threat to you. So if you have a very good sleep and are relaxed, then you can take things in a much easier manner. Yeah, and you can work out what is triggering the anger for you.
Excellent. Okay, it's all good. We haven't got time for any more, but we thank you as usual. Very interesting. And what is the 100th, by the way? We asked what the first one is. What is the 100th dream?
The 100th most common dream is travelling to the future.
Have you ever had that one?
No, but I've had it travelling to the past a lot.
Yes.
That'll be the 99th most common.
No, it's about the 78th or 79th.
I love that dream. That's a nice dream,
Yes.
that.
I think you'll find that dream of travelling to the future. We've all got to come, haven't we?
Yes, yes.
Thank you very much. Thanks, Ian.
Thank you.